Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Rich, aka Major Monkey. How you guys doing? So, we just uploaded the Lucid IEM's full review video. If you have not gone and seen that already, go check it out. But you know how I am. I like to ramble a lot. I'm not good at this kind of stuff, and so that video is already kind of long. It's already at 16 minutes, and so in it, I talk about the app. We kind of go over it briefly. I don't spend too much time on it, probably a little bit too much time, but not enough time. And I didn't want to keep adding more time into that video and just make it like a 20 something minute long video. With that, I wanted to upload this side video, kind of like a little companion video for the full review, where I kind of just do an overview, a complete overview of just the app. Because like in my full review, I mentioned about how awesome the Lucid software is for these IEM. The IEMs on their own, they're so good for music, and they are also so good with gaming. And with these profiles that, you know, tech has added into the software, they really elevate your gaming experience. And so I just kind of wanted to go over them with you, kind of just show you in real time like how it works. Yeah, thank you guys for checking this video out. Let's get straight into it. Alrighty, so first, like I had mentioned in the full review video, by default, you'll have the Lucid mode, right? The Lucid profile is essentially just like your kind of daily profile that you'll have, like your main, this is your default main profile. I typically use this for just when I'm listening to YouTube videos, music, you know, anything outside of like competitive gaming. If I'm playing any sort of like single player games, you know, this is just kind of the default staple that I just keep it on. Like I had mentioned in the full review video, there are times with these IEMs, and it's also, I've had this experience with a lot of other IEMs as well, where, you know, the high end will sometimes be a little too much. And at least for me personally, my ears are a little sensitive to the more higher frequencies. And so with this Lucid IEM profile, it really helps kind of soften those high ends and has helped a lot for me personally when it comes to those really peaky like high end stuff, like whether it's in music or in gaming. This is kind of like my main default mode. Like I had mentioned in the video, my 3 games that I'm playing at the moment are Valorant, CS2, and Marvel Rivals. What you'll notice when you turn into these, when you open these games up and it, you know, will smoothly transition into these profiles, you'll notice kind of a in real time audio tonal change. You'll start to hear like that low end kind of not disappear, but it'll definitely take a step back in terms of your overall like presence of all the frequencies. You'll definitely hear a low end take a little bit of a cut. And one of my biggest gripes with IEMs were how like heavy the low end feels sometimes. You know, with my open back headphones, like I mentioned in the video, open backs are phenomenal because, you know, all the sound will just leak out. And so those heavy, like low end sounds of the gunshots or explosions or anything, that all kind of can escape and not just get rattled up in your ear canal. So with IEMs, it's always been kind of just a gripe that I've had with them, just something I never liked. And so with these profiles, you'll notice that the low end starts to get cut a little bit, but that's to your benefit so that you're not just getting blown like the heck out in your ear canals and just having low end constantly just hitting it super heavy. But you'll also notice that some higher frequencies are getting raised and allowing you to hear footsteps a lot easier and place them a lot easier, because again, like I said in the full review video, the audio that comes out of these things are very just crystal clear and clean. And so yeah, that's kind of what these profiles, at least in my opinion, what I've been able to notice out of them, what they kind of do. And they reduce some of that low end, and they also raise those frequencies that you do want to hear more of, which are like things like those footsteps. So those are the kind of the modes I've been using. Let me know in the comments below if you've been using, like if you have these already, and if you've been playing other games and using those modes, like how do they change your experience from before using this and then now with these profiles. So then here's obviously the main front page. You got the on button, you got the light showing, dictating that you are optimizing for esports or not. Now, if we go to the cogwheel here, this is where you can kind of start tweaking some stuff. You can have it run at startup, which for me personally, I just have nothing run at startup. That's just kind of my own personal decision. I don't have this toggled off because I've had issues with it or anything. The software is so just non-obtrusive to like your desktop. I've never had this cause an issue. So just for me personally, I just have this set to off. That's it. It really is like just my personal preference. The optimizing for esports, this is like what I was mentioning in the video where, you know, if you are playing just like single player games and stuff and you don't want it to, you know, necessarily pick up on anything, or maybe you are playing an esports title that is listed in the list that I showed, but maybe you're not so focused on being competitive at the moment. You just want to hang out and you still want to listen to your music without that, you know, EQ change specifically made for those esports profiles, but you want to kind of lean more back towards the music being the focus while you're gaming. You can have this turned off so that when you do jump into something like Valorant, it won't switch over to it, which is nice. Because, you know, when you play these competitive FPS games, you're not always necessarily trying to like lock in and, you know, play super hardcore. And then as you go down, you know, you get the notifications. You can have this Discord kind of status thing for the Lucids. You can have the toggle sound, whether you want to have an audio feedback of when things are changing or going back to certain profiles. You can dictate that. And you can also dictate how loud that is, which is huge because I do want a feedback of what's happening, but I also don't want it just to go just blast super loud. So the toggle sounds and the auto detection sounds, you can just change that to whatever, and you can just have your preference. Maybe you need it really loud, and so you can have it at full, you know, 100%. The hotkeys. So the hotkeys I actually really take advantage of for when I'm trying to listen to like some music and I'm trying to see the differences between the Lucid profile and just no profile like on whatsoever. I have that set to F11. Just an easy, quick toggle. And then also same when trying to see the differences between not having a profile on and having an esports profile toggled on. I have this set here to home. And so like I was mentioning earlier, where if I want to play Valorant, but I don't necessarily want to play with the profile at the moment, I can just toggle it off for not optimizing esports. Not so that not every time I want to do that, I have to come to this menu, toggle this off. You know, I can just set a hotkey for it. If I don't feel like having that esports mode turned on, I can just press the home, boom, it's off. I don't have to go into this menu and deal with it and all that stuff. And then obviously, if you're having any sort of issues, you can open up your audio device selector and you can see, you know, if you guys have been using like, I forget the exact name of it. I haven't used it in quite a while. Equalize there, the name's right there. Equalize the APO. You'll notice this menu. Very familiar. Yeah, you can make sure that's where you can check to see which device exactly is taking advantage of the Lucid software. Alrighty, so now let's go into a game. I'll specifically go into Valorant. I'm gonna cut to when Valorant finally is like actually loading and opening, because Valorant will sometimes take a little bit. But you'll see on the app here when we cut right now, you'll see some differences, and then you'll also see some stuff when we actually click into the game. Okay, so now as Valorant's opening, you can see here that now there's like a little tab up in the top right for Valorant. Now we are still in the Lucid profile, but the app is recognizing like, hey, yo, you got Valorant open right now. And so you'll see as soon as I click into the game, at the bottom right corner, it'll activate the profile. And you'll get your sound feedback, Valorant detected, and now we're in. And now the Valorant profile is already on. I don't have to press anything, I don't have to do nothing. It's just activated. Now, what happens when, let's say I'm done playing Valorant and now, okay, well now I'm gonna have to go back on the app, turn off the esports mode, go back to Lucid. No, you just exit, and as soon as it closes, it toggles right back to Lucid. It recognizes that the game has closed out. You are no longer using any sort of esports title, and it puts you right back in the default Lucid mode. Like it's so great. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. This video's probably still going to be way longer than it should have been. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown of the app because, again, dude, I enjoyed these IEMs so much. I just didn't want to make that video so freaking long and just it be me rambling so much. So I just wanted to make this little mini companion video for the software. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Tech, thank you as always, man. Keep killing it. Adios, guys.